Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So now it's the time to study about leveling and solve few numericals. So in this video lecture we will study on the theory related to leveling. In the next lecture we can solve few numericals related to this topic. So what is leveling? How leveling is related to surveying, how to solve for the tables related to leveling. So we will study everything related to leveling in this particular topic. See, what is leveling? Suppose I have an undulating ground. I have shown an undulating ground in this diagram. I want to level this ground. I want to make some building over here, or I want to construct some structural building over here. So first of all, I will need to level this. This ground should be leveled. So this is called as leveling. Somewhere the ground may be high, so I will have to cut this ground and make this level. Somewhere the ground may be deep, I will have to fill some earth here and make the ground level as per our requirements. So this is called as leveling, the cutting and filling of the earth. How will you know that how much earth you need to cut out, how much earth you need to fill out here? So this is all that we get to know through leveling. Leveling is, how do we perform leveling? Leveling is performed using an instrument called as auto level. Auto level is an instrument. Diagrammatically it is simply shown like this. We have a staff with us. This staff has some readings over here. It has some least count, and what happens is, this is the line of sight of this. So it will read the correct reading at its line of sight. One instrument is also called as dumpy level. One is called as auto level. Nowadays there are several more electronic stations like total stations. We use total stations as well for performing the leveling. So, but auto level is the simpler instrument. We have been using auto level since many years. So we will study about auto level more and less about total station in this video. So let us study that how this auto level works, how the process of leveling happens. And we will also study two methods, rise and fall method and height of collimation method. Now see, I have fixed a station here. Suppose this is S1 and I have fixed one auto level here. Now see, this is a station from where I have started my reading, and it will go beyond this board. So suppose this has a reduced level. This is a benchmark. That means I have started my leveling from a benchmark of known elevation. That means I know that this particular benchmark has an elevation of 100 meters above the mean sea level. Suppose this is mean sea level, or if it is not mean sea level, if it is datum, it can also be a datum, it can also be mean sea level. I know that this particular station, this particular benchmark has an elevation of 100 meters over this mean sea level or over any assumed datum. We will start from this particular station. So I read that auto level, this staff has a reading of 2 meters when I started my station, fixed my station at S1. Now this particular reading of 2 meters will be called as BS reading. BS means backside reading. Backside reading is the first reading which we take using an auto level when we set up our station. So this will be the first reading. Now see, in this case, I took the reading of staff from this point. Now it read it as 2.1 meters. So since it is the last reading of this auto level, it is called as FS. FS means foresight. Foresight is the last reading before I change my station. Now after this reading, I changed my station. So this is a procedure in auto level, in leveling, that you will have to take the reading at that particular station at which you changed. You changed your station after this reading. So you will have to take the reading of this particular point again by changing the station. So I took the reading of this and it is coming out to be 3 meters. Now this 3 meter is again a backside for this new station S2. Now I took the reading of staff at this particular point and it turned out to be 2 meters. So this is the intermediate site, IS. This is intermediate site. Since after this point I did not change my station, I changed the station after this point. So this intermediate reading is called as intermediate site. Intermediate site readings can be as many as possible between backside and foresight, but there is only one backside and there is only one foresight for a particular station. Now after this, I took my final reading without changing the station from S2. I took a reading of 1.5. So this is called as foresight reading. Now what I did, I changed my station again since this staff was out of my reach. I could not trace staff anymore, so I had to change my station. So I changed my station and shifted it to S3. Now I will take the reading again at the same point at which I took my foresight reading. So this reading for station 3 will be called as backside reading. So I will again change the staff position, take another readings, it will be called as intermediate sight, take final reading again, it will be called as foresight, again change the station, and this will continue up to the length up to I want to do my surveying. So this happens in leveling. Now you will ask me that how these readings help me to calculate the elevation of this point. This point has an elevation of 100 meters. What about this point? What about this point? What about this point? And what about many points? So we will learn that how to calculate the elevation from these readings. Now see, suppose this is point A, this is point B, this is point C, and suppose this is point D. I know that the elevation of point is 100 meters. Now I want to calculate the elevation, that means RL of point B. What is the RL of point B? How will I calculate the RL of point B? See, first of all, you will have to calculate the height of instrument, HI. What is the height of instrument from mean sea level? This point has an elevation of 100 meters. When you will add this 2, you will get 102 meters. This point is same as this point. This is the axis point, axial point. So the height of instrument will be 102 meters from the datum. You will get the height as 102 meter when you will add this backside reading to this RL reading of the benchmark station. So you will get height of instrument as 102 meters. Now this line, this dotted line denotes 102 meters height. So when you will subtract this 2.1 meters from this 102 meters, you will get the RL of point B. So RL of point B will be equal to 102 minus 2.1 meters. So it will come out to be 99.9 meters. So this is the RL of point B. Now you will ask how to calculate the RL of point C. So now since you have changed the station and the instrument is set up at a new point, so now instrument will have a new height. This height is not actually the height of the instrument, but this height is the height of this particular level. This is called as auto level head. The auto level head is at how much height from the station, from the mean sea level. This is called as the height of instrument. So now what will be the new height of this station? To calculate the new height of this auto level, you will have to add this 3 meter to the RL of point B. What is the RL of point B? Now it is the height of new station, and the new station is S2. You will get it by adding the RL of B 99.9 and you will have to add this 3 meter to this. So you will get it as 102.9 meters. This is the new height of instrument of this particular station. Now this dotted line denotes 102.9 meters. Now you will have to obtain the RL of point C. How will you obtain the RL of point C? By subtracting 2 from 102.9. This height from datum is 102.9. You will have to subtract this 2 to get the RL of C. So RL of C will be 102.9 minus 2, so it will be 100.9 meters. Similarly, you can obtain the height of this point D by subtracting 1.5 from 102.9. So you will obtain the height of this point. Now, since you have changed the station, you will have to calculate the new height of instrument. You have to repeat the process and you will get the levels of every point that you took using this auto level. So either you can solve it like this, but this is a bit difficult since you will have to draw the diagrams and you will have to take care of everything. So there is a very shortcut method that you can use to solve these levels, and there are two methods. One is the height of instrument method, another is the rise and fall method. So I will explain both of them. I guess rise and fall method is an easier method when you do not change many stations. If you take too many readings from a fixed station, then you go for rise and fall method. But if there are too many changes in the stations, then I prefer that you go for rise and fall method. If there are less changes in the station, then you go for height of instrument method. Since at every change of station there will be a new height of instrument, so you will have to go a bit tricky. It will get tricky. So let me tell you that how to make a table for this. So at the first column you write it as backside reading, then you write it as intermediate side reading, and finally the foreside reading. Then you write the height of instrument. The first method that I am teaching you is the height of instrument method, and finally the RL. See, suppose first of all you took the backside reading and it was suppose 1.8 meters. Yes, it is 1.8 meters. Then you will take few intermediate side readings. I am not writing the data for the diagram that I made, but instead I am choosing some arbitrary data. Now you suppose did not change the station, so you took few intermediate side readings. They are 1.2 meters. Just look at how I am filling the table. If they are not giving you the table directly, you will be asked to fill the table as well and calculate the required levels. The second intermediate side reading that was taken was 2.5 meters. And finally they took the foreside reading. That means at particular station the final reading at that station was taken, and it was the foreside reading. Now I told you that the foreside reading has to be taken again from the new changed station. So suppose that reading was 1.6 meters. Now that is a backside reading for the new station. Now it will go like 2.4 meters. Again this is the intermediate side reading. And finally he took the foreside reading from this particular station. This is the data for station S1. This is the data for S2. Similarly, if there was another station, all the readings must end at this foreside only. It should not like end this. Suppose this is 2.4 and this is 1.7. It cannot end at intermediate side, since the last reading that we take is called as foreside. Suppose this is 1.7, then it should be written in this column. So the readings are only up to 3.7. So now we will study that how to calculate the height of instrument, how to calculate the RL. So the RL of the first reading is always given to you. You always take the backside reading at a station of which the RL of which you already know. So how to calculate the height of instrument of first station? You will calculate it by adding the RL and BS. So it will come out to be 101.8. Now this HI will be fixed for this S1 station. It will change as you change the station. So it will change at this particular point. So now you will have to calculate the RL. This is same here and this is same here. Now you will have to calculate the RL of this particular station. This is the B station. This is A, B, C, D, E and F. Now you will have to calculate the RL of station number B. Suppose this is A, B, C, D, E and F. Now you need to calculate the RL of station number B. How will you calculate the RL of station number B? The RL of station number B will be calculated by this height, and you will have to subtract 1.2 from here. You will have to subtract all the readings from this particular height. So you will get it as 100.6 meters. Similarly, you will get the RL of C as 101.8, and you will have to subtract this reading 2.5 from here. So you will obtain the RL of C as 99.3 meters. Similarly, the RL of D can be obtained. The RL of D will be obtained as 101.8, and you will have to subtract 3.5 meters from this. So the RL of point D will be obtained as 98.3 meters. Now I told you through the diagram that you will have to change, since you changed the station, you brought the station to S2 station, you will have to obtain the new height of station. So the new height of station HI S2 will be obtained by adding this RL to this BS, 98.3 plus 1.6 meters. So this will give you the new height of the station, and it will come out to be 99.9 meters. Now you will have to use this height for the complete process, and you will have to obtain the RL of point E and F. RL of point E will be obtained by 99.9 minus 2.4. So this point will have the RL of 97.4 meters. Now you will have to obtain the final RL, and it is the RL of point F. So 99.9 minus 3.7. So this is how you will obtain the final RL, and it will be 96.2 meters. So this is how you perform leveling. This is how you got all the RLs of every point A, B, C, D, E and F. So this is one method. This is called as height of instrument or height of collimation method. This gets a little trickier if there are many changes in the station. So now it's time to study next method, and the next method is called as rise and fall method. So in rise and fall method, instead of making a column for HI, we make a column for rise and fall and RL. Now see how to perform this rise fall method. Let me change the data so that you can get a variety. See, now in this case, let me write the data. Station A, it is 6.25. Now I took some intermediate side readings. It is 4.92 and it is 6.52, and I took the final reading from this station. It is 4.80. This is station B, C and D. This is S1. Now I change the station at D point, so I will have to take the reading at this point again from our new changed station. So the reading was 3.50, suppose E, F, and finally I took a 4-side reading as 4.23. There was no intermediate side reading at this S2 station. This is S2. So this is all about the table. So now how to use this rise and fall method to calculate the RL. You all know that RL of first station is always known to you. Let us suppose it is 100. Now you will have to see that whether the station has a rise or a fall. From A to B, the rise or fall can be calculated by subtracting 6.25 minus 4.92. So this comes out to be 1.33, and it's a rise. How is it a rise? Let me explain you through diagram. Suppose I set up the instrument here. This is a known RL and it has 100 meters RL. I took a reading of 6.25 meters. Now see, now in the next reading is 4.92 meters. This is the line of sight. This is the line of sight. So this is a reading that is 6.25 meters. Now to get a 4.29 meter reading on the same staff, the staff should be upper or it should be lower. If the staff will be lower, the reading will be greater than 6.25. But if the staff will be upper than this point, then only the reading will be less than 6.25 meter. That means from this point, there is a rise in this particular point. So this is how you obtain rise or fall diagrammatically. Now I will teach you theoretically how will you obtain. So rise or fall, it will be 6.25 minus 4.92. So since it is coming as positive and it is coming as 1.33, so it will be a rise. So you will have to write it in a rise column, 1.33 with a plus sign. Fall will be negative and rise will be positive. Now next case, you subtracted this from this. Now you will have to subtract this from this. So for second case, it is 4.92 minus 6.52. Now you can easily see it is negative and it will be a fall, minus 1.6. Now for the next case, you will have to subtract this from this. So it will be 6.52 minus 4.80. So now it will be a fall and it is plus 1.72. Now for the next case, now you will have to subtract this from this. This is the new set of readings. So it will be 3.50 minus 4.23. Now it will be a fall. So it will be minus 0.73. Now you just have to do this. You will have to add 1.33 to this RL so that you will obtain it as 101.33. Now you will have to subtract this fall from this 101.33, and now this will come out to be 99.73. Similarly, now from this 99.73 you will have to add 1.72 to this 99.73. Now you will get it as 101.45. Now from this 101.45 you will have to subtract 0.73, so that you will get it as 100.72. So using this method you obtained the RL of every point. You can solve the same table using the height of collimation method or using the rise of fall method. You will obtain the same results. Now see, in these two methods there are two checks, whether you are going right or you are going wrong. You have obtained the RL of last station from the first station. So if it is correct, the check will be satisfied. If it is incorrect, the check will not be satisfied. So what is the check? The check is sum of BS minus sum of FS will be equal to RL of last station minus RL of first station. You will have to add all this BS. This is sigma BS. FS is this addition of all the four sides. This is sigma FS. RL of last station, this is the RL of last station. RL of first station, this is RL of first station. If this check is satisfied, that means you have done the calculations correctly, and it is also equal to the sigma rise minus sigma fall. Do not consider these signs for this, since it is already negative. So this is also a check. For height of collimation, this is the only check, since there is no rise and fall in this method. But for rise and fall method, this is the complete check. So you can have a check on rise, fall, all the RLs, all the intermediate sides and all the back sides and all the four sides.